Belly fat is most likely killing your confidence, your progress to having an aesthetic body, and you've clicked on this video because you're struggling to get rid of it. Now I'll give you 4 crucial facts that you need to know which will save you hours of researching how to lose belly fat and years of even trying random stuff that may not even work. This is what got me from my fattest to my most shredded. So fact number 1, fat loss exercises are BS. You've been taken for a ride by a lot of these YouTubers on there telling you about these 10-minute fat loss exercises and this method and that method. You can't pick and choose areas where fat is lost from. This is actually called spot reduction, and a lot of medical professionals have confirmed many times that it's a myth. So doing 3,000 sit-ups is not going to burn fat from your belly. It just doesn't work like that. Fat loss is a process, and fat is lost from different areas, and eventually for most guys it goes from the belly last. For me, for example, fat's normally kind of lost in this order. So first it will start to go from my face, and then it will start to go from my arms, then my shoulder, and then last my belly. And for most guys, the belly is also the last place. So the reason that you've not lost a belly fat is because you've not stayed in a caloric deficit for long enough. That leads to fact number 2. It requires patience. Good things come to those who wait. Bad things come to those who don't wait. So everything that you value, bro, everything, whether it be a good body, whether it be a good family, making money, it all takes time. And now what do you think? You can just wake up one morning and be shredded and have a six-pack and just lose that fat that everyone wants to lose. All these good things are built with the same currency, and that's time. The one time I didn't put my watch on as well. Could have emphasized the point, fuck's sake. And it's the same with fat loss, bro. You need to stick with the caloric deficit long enough to be able to lose that fat, especially from the belly. Now the problem a lot of you face and a lot of people face is they're trying these fad diets and these quick drops in calories to try and lose that fat as soon as possible, just to get that result as fast as possible, but it doesn't work. This is what leads to that binge eating, going back on the poor habit cycles, and then eventually giving up and then repeating that vicious cycle again and again. You need to find a suitable and realistic training plan and program that you can follow which actually integrates it in your lifestyle, and it's not like a quick time fat loss time. No, it don't work like that. Any changes that you think is going to be short term will never last long term. All the changes that I've made in my life, which has been a lifestyle shift, I've decided, right, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. That's where the progress comes from. This leads to fact number 3. You want to implement regular weight training. That's for 2 reasons. 1, it gives you a psychological added benefit, which I'll explain, and number 2, it actually has a scientific benefit in terms of helping with fat loss. The psychological benefit is this, or the mental boost that you'll get. But we humans, we love progress, right? You can tell from looking outside the buildings. We used to be in caves and caravans, and now we're in skyscrapers and cars, and we just love to see things move forward, right? And this will make sense in a second. So when I came back from lockdown, I had horrendous habits. I was eating, drinking, smoking, pretty much anything you could think of, poor sleep, playing video games for hours and hours, and I was like that skinny fat phase which everyone hated. And when I got to uni, I decided that enough was enough, and I was like, right, I need to get myself back to where I was, if not better. But I had 2 problems. 1, I had fat, and 2, I was skinny. But this was actually a blessing in disguise, because now when I started my journey, there were 2 things I was seeing progress in. 1, I was building that muscle back. I was starting to see my physique develop. I was getting stronger in the gym. And the second thing was actually I was losing the fat. So using the weight training gave me 2 benefits instead of just 1, which made the whole process, I'll be honest, bro, I found it addicting. The feeling of building that lean physique and losing fat at the same time really made a massive difference in me sticking with the plan of fat loss, which I think would be very helpful for you as well, bro. Now the scientific benefit, the more lean muscle that you have, when you're in a rested state, the more energy that you'll burn. That basically means when you're doing nothing and you have a high percentage of lean muscle, you'll burn more calories naturally, so you don't even have to do anything and you'll be burning more. Pretty good deal if you ask me. Now the fact number 4 is utilizing fasted training, and that's because normally when you train after eating, your body will tap into the food that you've eaten to use as the energy source, but if you're fasted and you've got no food in your body will start to tap into those fat stores a bit more. Remember, to lose fat you want to be in a caloric deficit, but it will help when you're in that fasted state to help burn more calories from the fat and essentially help you be in a caloric deficit easier. And yeah, it will be hard at the start when you're training fasted for the first few weeks because you're not used to it, but as with everything, bro, you will adapt. You're not going to die. You'll get through the session. You'll feel better at the end of it as well. When you have your food, it tastes about 10 times better. Another benefit is, most likely if you're like me and you wake up early, then for the rest of the day your days are actually longer, so it means you'll be burning more calories just going about your day-to-day life, which actually means you can eat a bit more food if you'd like. That to me is a win-win as well. Now I've touched on this a few times in this video, but you have to understand there is no such thing as just fat loss. To lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. So the energy that you're eating throughout the day, you have to burn more than that. And that's what leads to losing weight and losing fat. And that is what being in a caloric deficit means. So anytime you see these fat loss videos, just understand if they're not talking about caloric deficit, they're most likely having you on. But as always, bro, you know my message. Keep building, keep progressing. I'll catch you in the next one.